If you hear me say mini instead of micro or micro instead of mini, that's because I was a little bit tired when I was doing the video, so enjoy the modern video. Finally, I got the Runcam Swift Micro in, and I'm really happy about that because there's a quad that I want to put it on. I have another one coming that's an NTSC version. This one is PAL. The input voltage is between 5 volts and 36 volts. That's a lot. I would never even dream about putting 36 volts into such a small camera. It's IR block, 2.1mm lens. That's 160 field of view. As far as I know, the lens is non-switchable. As far as I know, I'm not quite sure. I need to look all that up. And underneath you will find you can scratch and check the security code on their main website just to make sure you have an official Runcam camera. Now, I have taken everything out of the box, and everything you get I'm going to put right here. You get a little card with it as well. There's the little card there. And you also get 2 different types of screws, and you get an extra screw of each. I do believe these are mounting screws for a bracket because they're hex screws, and the other tiny little screws I think are for, can that focus in? Are for hooking on to your camera itself. And that would be at the side right here. That's what the tiny screws are for. Now it's black down here and it looks like I've lost a tiny screw already. I think you'll be hiding somewhere. I'll find you in a minute. Right, the cables themselves. You get one cable with 2 plugs exactly the same. These are for the input and output of your video feed, and you have another cable, but it's got one to plug into your camera, and the other plug is slightly different, so that would be to plug into a different socket. And as always, if you look at the back, you've got the normal 3-pin plug here, and your 2-pin for an OSD. Now you don't get a little dongle that you usually get to change settings in the camera, but if you have a Runcam Micro, then, or any other one, you should have this little dongle, or you can go and buy and pick one up to change any settings in the camera itself. Okay, now in order for us to hook the little mini up to the Rodeo 110, we have to swap the yellow wire with the red wire. And this end will get plugged into the quadcopter itself, and the other end will get plugged into the camera. Now the easiest way to do this is get yourself a needle, go right under, if you can see here, right under the plastic, there's a little plastic bit under here, go right under there with the needle, be quite gentle and just push the needle through it and get back in there. There you go, yellow one's out, and all we need now is the red one out. You basically just do the same for the red one. It's really small and footy indeed. There you go, that's the red one out. And remember, if you can see, make sure that, I don't know if you can see that there, make sure the bit that's pointing down faces down, and just plug it into where the yellow one was, just like so, and swap the yellow one over. Remember, make sure it's pointing down. And that's you. All wires are in the right place. And let me take that needle out of the way so I don't jag myself. And now all I need to do is plug it into the Rodeo 110, and it is now plugged in the right way. As always on the Rodeo 110, positive on your left, negative in the middle. Why are you out of focus? Because of my hand. And the signal wire on the right hand side. Right, that's us done with fixing the wires out. Now let's get down to hooking the camera onto the quad and making sure we can get an angle on the camera. Right, I don't know if I'll be able to get this on camera, but in here at the board, it's right in there, there's two little solder joints, and that's as far as the camera will angle straight, right? It won't straighten up any more than that, not unless I get the Dremel out, and I've tried to snip the joints down a little bit, but I had no luck. But I think the angle of the camera, the way it's sitting just now, will be great just for a beginner and for anybody else. The bottom of the Runcam is touching the main board itself, but you will be able to tilt it back a lot more. But the only problem with that now is the more you tilt it back, the more it's going to hit onto the carbon fiber top plate. We'll get round to that in a minute. Also, you have all this extra wire. Now, if you don't want to solder, you can just put all the wire inside and put it together. But if you don't want all that extra wire, just snip it up and solder it together and make it smaller. Right, now on to the next step. I'm going to put on the top plate. A couple of things I had to do to make this modification work with the new Runcam Mini was it's a bit untidy at the moment, as you can see. I quickly I'll buff it up and get it all nicely done. I just took a couple of millimeters off the front of the top carbon fiber plate, and quickly again I've made a hole in the plastic part that holds the guard in. Well, one thing I also meant to mention when I made this hole at the back here is I shaved there's usually long legs at the bottom here. I've taken them off too. You just need to work with it and figure it out. I'm sorry I couldn't do it on camera. Like I said, it's just a quick mock-up of how I've done it. You just need to work with it and keep at it. Now the plate does still fit into the guard. I mean, the guard holder still fits into the carbon fiber plate. I've left, I don't know, 2 to 3 millimeters there, just to hold it on nicely. And the reason why I've made this hole is, let me just kind of get these wires out of the way. It's really awkward to work in this kind of space, is so when I'm putting it all together, as you can see, there you have it. I've made a little back bit where you can unplug and plug it in, so I'm really sorry about trying to it's really hard to get a camera position on that, but I have put it together and it has sat in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit it all in there, and I also dremeled the guard bits off here that usually hook onto the side of the camera. I haven't done the front yet. It's getting really late here and if I keep using my Dremel, my neighbours are going to come down with a gun and blow my brains out. No, I'm only kidding, they won't do that. But I don't want to disturb my neighbours. I could do the rest of that tomorrow. More than likely, I'll need to shave a little bit off the front because somebody had said that when they had the camera on, they could see a little bit of the guard. But I'm going to put everything together and show you what it looks like. So I'll be back in a sec. Now, as you can see, I have the Runcam Mini totally installed. It is protected by the guard, but it will need shaved down here with the Dremel, so you don't see it, and you can see where it sits here, and that's why I made that hole in the back plate where it holds the guard. The battery, if you want to know how it fits, well, yeah, have a look yourself. There you go. It fits just like normal. You can see, if I can get a close up in there, you can just see the wire right there. But I won't be able to push the camera. I think I might be able to push the camera just a little bit back, but not much more. That's with using the guard. So if you need to point the camera upwards a lot more, you won't. You can't use. I don't think you'll be able to use the guard. You'll need to do a lot more modding than what I have done just now. But there you go. It does sit in there, and the screws that were used were the small screws that came in the bag. Also, this is really hard to capture everything on camera. Also, you can see I can plug in the little dongle so I can change settings if I wish to do so. It's really hard working in this tight space. You probably, let me just pop the guard off. I never put the screws on just now. There you go. That's the dongle all plugged in, so I can change all my settings on the camera if I want to. Trying to get this out is a nightmare now. If you can see they're both stuck in there, and trying to get your fingernails in there to get that out. Holy pliers won't even fit in there. Oh my god. There you go. That came out quite easily. And there you have it. It does fit in there with a little bit of modding. The antenna keeps getting in the way. And put that back on. And your camera is protected. But like I said, it's not tilted too far back. How much further? You would really need to mod that a lot more to tilt it back. You would probably need to cut more of the carbon fiber frame top plate off, and a lot more of the plastic, and to keep this camera guard. But if you want it tilted all the way up, you would have to lose the guard. At least your camera is protected this way. So it does work and it does fit, and that's how I did mine. I'll have another video up of the settings and comparing it to the Runcam. Let me just get this over here, the Runcam Micro. I'll have a video up posted with that. Sorry I haven't plugged anything in, but this was just basically a little modification video so you could see how I've just done it. I've got spare parts so I can put everything back together as new. I've got spare guard, spare top plate, spare holder that holds your top plate, so it's no big deal for me messing about with it. But there you have it. If you want to do it and you want to guard your camera, remember, once you've got that on, you will need to shave it down as well. And I'll do that tomorrow. I don't want to disturb my neighbours anymore. thanks for watching this video, guys, as always. Oh, wait, before I go, as you've noticed, I still have my little antenna on this that I made on the very first video I ever done. It's still hanging in there. You can see it's a bit bent. It is just taking hit after hit after hit. I had a bad day today flying. I don't know what was up with my fingers. They just weren't doing any good, and I think I've broke a little bit of the antenna there. I'll need to solder that on, but it's not breaking up too bad at the minute. I'm going to take it out for a test flight tomorrow, and I'll show you what it looks like with the guard on, and at this angle. So there you have it. Thanks for watching this video. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Any questions, just leave a comment below. I'm always happy to help you, you know that. Like I said, there'll be another video up, and there'll be more in-depth detail of this little camera, but there's already videos all over the internet. So happy flying.